interstate.
Sure enough, there was a little boy sitting down the embankment there. As I approached him, he smiled at me, and then he stood up and started crying and walked toward me. Once he walked toward me,
Jack was located in Mississippi by the Meridian PD and was arrested for failure to report a missing child. The bond on Jack was at a train station trying to get out of town, and so the body has to go to Beaumont, and they have to perform an autopsy.
Juvenile and 2 counts of failure to report a missing child. Her bond has been set at $9.1 million. All
right, what's up with it, y'all? So look, man, I'm back again with another video, right? And this situation right here is crazy as hell. It's just so sad and unfortunate that situations like this continue to happen to the point where it's common now. It's so common to the point where it is numbing and sickening at the same time. And I know that's kind of crazy to say it like that, but that's the best way that I can put it into words, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, before we get into the video, I just want to start this out by sending out some peace, blessings, and prosperous energy out there to each and every one of my supporters that's rocking with me day to day on a consistent basis. And I also want to tell y'all that I hope that everything is okay in your life, and I'm wishing y'all nothing but the best in every aspect of your life. And yeah, man, when I say this, I'm only talking to my supporters and to those who reciprocate the same energy back to me, and to those who say the same thing back to me in return. Now let's go ahead and get into this story, because we got a lot to talk about and a lot to watch. So basically, long story short, it's a situation where a young lady by the name of Aaliyah Jax, she's 25 years old, and basically, long story short, in the midst of that hurricane that just hit not too long ago, she left her children, I'm tripping, she left her children out in the elements, and one of the children did die, and the other child survived. The 1-year-old that survived is considered to be a miracle baby, which is very understandable, because due to the circumstances of the situation, like how bad that tornado was, the hurricane was, man, it's just a blessing that them children didn't both die, But they found one of the children out, they found the body, and a couple of days later, or the next day or something like that, it was one of the two. I got all of the details in this video. But yeah, right after that, they found the other child living, and a trucker found the baby on side of the road in a ditch. Now that's just so crazy to me, to leave your children out there like this, bro. I mean, you really got to be a real parent, in my personal opinion, to actually, be wondering and worrying about where your children are these days, because I can't even let you out of my eyesight for 10 or 15 seconds, so let alone leave you out in the world like this, you feel me? Now, a lot of people are trying to justify this by saying people need help. Just the regular same old bullshit, man. There's a lot of people out there with more kids than this that don't have no help and still continue to keep on pushing on. Now, I know it's different people out there that handle things differently and stuff like that, but it's always best to try to get some type of help, through the system or anything like that. And if you can't get any, then, man, I'm just sorry to say, but you probably have to push through as much as you can, because these children need you more than the system. You know what I'm saying? But hey, it is what it is. I'm not here to argue with nobody about any of that, because there's a lot of strong people out there that's weathering every storm that comes their way when it comes to these kids. You feel me? And there's no excuse for this. But yeah, she actually had her charges upgraded now. So at the end of the video, y'all will see that her charges have been upgraded, because they actually found out certain things was wrong with the child. Now, during the video, you will see somebody saying that they will investigate a little bit more, because they don't know exactly what she will be charged with, or if any other charges are coming or anything like that. But I'm telling you now, they did find out that there was other things that did take place. She does not need to be free at all. She has a $9.1 million bond, which I feel like they should be doing this to a lot of other people as well. But that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. Let's get into this video right here. Let me know your personal thoughts and opinions on this situation. She needs the maximum extent, in my personal opinion, to abandon your child in this type of environment is crazy to me. But hey, it is what it is. Let's get into the video.
And following some breaking news on a found in Vinton. Good evening, I'm Cynthia Arsenault. KPLC's Carly Castillo has more details on the current investigation.
Approximately around 3 p.m., Calcasieu Parish Sheriff's Office received a call about a scene in the water behind the Vinton Welcome Center. Sheriff Stitch Guillory gives more details on this case.
Our Marine Division responded. The body was pulled from the water. It appears to be a young black male between the ages of 6 and 10.
The recovered approximately 20 feet from this sign. The body also didn't have any major trauma, leaving behind questions as to who is behind this.
It's a shame that they chose not to call police and report what transpired, but it's important that we do everything within our power to try to locate the people that's responsible for this.
Sheriff Guillory says that although kids can be kids and may wander off, causing the parents to panic, but there is no excuse for them to leave and not call 911.
Being a parent myself, seeing that kid pulling from the water is really gut-wrenching and heartbreaking because, as a parent, you're supposed to watch for your kids and look out for your kids and not just leave them in the water and drive off.
Right.
Calcasieu Parish Sheriff's Office is working to gather information to figure out who is behind this. In Benton, Carla Castillo, 7 News.
Now, anyone who may have information or happen to be in the area and notice suspicious activities, you're asked to contact CPSO at 491-360.
Okay, if you're new to my channel and things like that, I always give a sequence of events. So this was before they found the other baby. Just so you'll know, just so you'll be caught up to date and don't understand why certain things aren't mentioned at the time. Let's get back into the video.
In the harsh elements of Hurricane Beryl, the usually calm welcome center in Vinton was anything but. And Monday afternoon, something was spotted in the choppy water.
Yesterday, July the 8th, Sheriff's Office received the call. There was a located in the water behind the Benton Welcome Center.
It was a 4-year-old boy with no obvious signs of trauma and no family there looking for him. Calcasieu deputies investigated through the night, eventually receiving a call from a family member who was able to identify the child. They told detectives the boy was last seen with his mother and 1-year-old brother.
We were in the process of moving assets out to Benton to search the body of water to see if we could locate the 1-year-old. At 9 a.m. this morning, the Sheriff's Office received a call about a baby in the ditch on I-10 eastbound.
Sheriff Stitch Guillory calls it a miracle.
And we looked at this 1-year-old as our miracle baby because he was still alive. Unbelievable. This kid spent 2 days out in the weather on the side of the highway. Thank God that trucker seen him. When you look at the video, here he was, crawling toward the highway.
Meanwhile, the mother of the children, 25-year-old Aaliyah Jack of Lake Charles, was found and arrested in Meridian, Mississippi. For now, she's charged with failure to report a missing child, but additional charges are expected.
A lot of that will depend on the autopsy, so that will determine kind of where we go. So I don't want to comment on that and really speculate on things that we don't know the answers to right now, but we'll wait for that autopsy report to come back and we'll go from there.
In Vinton, Devin DeStefano, 7 News.
Just a press conference.
Okay. Thank y'all for being here today. I want to give you an update as to where we stand right now on our investigation. Yesterday, July the 8th, Sheriff's Office received a call. There was a located in the water behind the Benton Welcome Center at the border, at the Texas-Louisiana border. Our Marine Division responded. They recovered a body. It appeared to be a young child, adolescent child. It turns out that it was a 4-year-old boy, African American male. We received some information yesterday from a family member that they had not seen some family members, and they felt that this one of the child that we pulled from the water may have been one of their family members. So after further investigation, it was learned that the child was last seen with his mother, Aaliyah Jack, 25 years old, of Lake Charles, and his 1-year-old brother. After further investigation, detectives issued what we call a BOLO, which is be on the lookout for, to other law enforcement agencies. Be on the lookout for a certain type of a vehicle in Jack. So a warrant was obtained for Jack's arrest. It was signed by Judge Tony Fazio with a bond of $300,000, charging her with failure to report a missing child. Jack was located in Mississippi without the 1-year-old. So we learned last night that there were 2 children and only one was recovered from behind the Welcome Center. So we were in the process, our Marine Division, going out there this morning and searching the water behind the Benton Welcome Center. Just to go back on the timeline, yesterday at 3 p.m. we received a call. At 8 p.m. yesterday, we sent out a media release in an attempt to identify this young kid because we had no clue who he was. At 9:30 p.m., we were able to identify the child as the 4-year-old last seen with his mother, Aaliyah Jack, and the 1-year-old. At 9:48 p.m., we issued the BOLO and later issued the arrest warrant. Jack was located in Mississippi by the Meridian PD and was arrested for failure to report a missing child. The bond on Jack was $300,000 by Judge Fazio. So we were in the process of moving assets out to Benton to search the body of water to see if we could locate the 1-year-old. At 9 a.m. this morning, the sheriff's office received a call about a baby in the ditch on I-10 eastbound. We were able to positively identify the baby as the missing 1-year-old. Detectives are currently continuing their investigation. We have detectives in Mississippi hoping to conduct interviews. We will release more information when the time comes. And we looked at this 1-year-old as our miracle baby because he was still alive. Unbelievable. This kid spent 2 days out in the weather on the side of the highway. Thank God that trucker seen him. When you look at the video, here he was, crawling toward the highway. So we are so thankful for this trucker that seen this baby this morning and immediately pulled over on the side of the road and contacted 911. We also want to thank the Meridian Police Department. Those people over there have been over backwards to help us. And it was through their efforts that we were able to arrest Aaliyah Jack. And so our investigation is still going on at this point. We still have a lot of work to do. But I can promise you, this sheriff's office is going to commit every resource that we have in order to bring justice. We're thankful that the baby has been turned over to DCF. They took the baby to the hospital and checked it out, and it's amazing that, after 2 days, this 1-year-old kid is crawling around on the interstate in a ditch. So, like I said, we refer to him as our miracle baby, and it's a miracle he's here. He's still here.
Facts.
I'll be glad to answer some questions, some things I may not be able to reveal to you because our investigation is still ongoing. I'll be more than glad to try to answer any questions you have. the condition is very good. I mean, he was out there for 2 days, crawling around. He had quite a few insect bites, but you know what? He was in the ambulance, drinking water, sitting up, so he's in good spirit.
I can give y'all an update on that right now. He's been released to the state, and I feel like that this is one of the worst things that could happen, but I mean, it's better than him being on side of the goddamn road. You know what I'm saying? For those who don't know what I mean when I say that, putting children in CPS custody and stuff like that these days just isn't safe, in my personal opinion. That's why you got to be on your best behavior. That way you can be here for your children every single day as much as possible, because, sending your children to these people and things like that could possibly and potentially mess up their lives in the future. They be getting touched, all type of different stuff be happening in these type of people's custody. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but I'm just glad he's safe and alive. I just hate that the other child didn't get the chance to live like this. But I think, the mother, I don't even want to say it, she deserves exactly what she did to these kids, because they're alleging in certain places that she actually beat them before doing what she did. And what I mean by that is leaving them, But hey, it is what it is. We're going to find out. Let's get back into it.
What's the other connection to Meridian, Mississippi? You said that she was located there.
That's just where we was able to track her down to. Mm-hmm. She was at a train station trying to get out of town, and so we were very fortunate, and like I said, thanks to Meridian PD and good police work on our part, that we were able to locate her.
Yep, that's what's up.
Now, do y'all know the cause of the death of the 4-year-old?
Not at this time. The body has to go to Beaumont, and they have to perform an autopsy. So we don't know the exact cause of death, but we're anxiously waiting that report.
Does Jack have any other children that you know of?
Other than these two, that's the only two that I know about.
Does she have any prior criminal history?
It's very minor. Very minor.
And do we know anything about the father?
I think we met with the father, Frank. Yeah, we met with the father this morning, and apparently they weren't together as a couple.
Mm-hmm.
And he was the father of the 4-year-old and?
I'm not completely sure about that, but I know he was the father of the 1-year-old and the 4-year-old. The 4-year-old, not the 1-year-old. Okay.
Damn, he lost his baby,
So
man.
he was the father of the 4-year-old. And let me say this, I have to give credit to our detective division. Those guys, worked all day yesterday, and we get this call at 3 o'clock yesterday. And they worked all into the night until 4 and 5 o'clock this morning around the clock. This case was a top priority for our office.
As it should be.
And I want to give them credit. They did a tremendous job, but it takes a whole group of people to conduct an investigation, and they worked their butts off yesterday. They need to be commended.
That's it.
Any other questions? All right. Thank y'all for coming.
Breaking news tonight, we're learning the miracle baby found alive on the side of the highway in Calcasieu Parish is now out of the hospital. Good evening, I'm Cynthia Arsenault. It was a shocking crime. The 1-year-old was found alive one day after his brother was found bitten. Now we're learning more about the children's mother. 25-year-old Aaliyah Jack of Lake Charles was arrested in Meridian, Mississippi. She's been charged with failure to report a missing child, but additional charges are expected. The sheriff's office in Mississippi says Jack is fighting extradition. The Calcasieu district attorney must now request Governor Landry send a letter to Mississippi stating the need for her to return to Louisiana. Her 4-year-old son was found behind the Vinton Visitor Center Monday. Then yesterday morning, a trucker found Jack's other son, the 1-year-old, was alive on the side of the interstate.
Sure enough, there was a little boy sitting down the embankment there. As I approached him, he smiled at me, and then he stood up and started crying and walked toward me. Once he walked toward me, I grabbed his hand and he stopped crying at that point.
Now, miraculously, the baby is out of the hospital and now in state care. An autopsy on the 4-year-old is still pending. We'll continue to keep you updated on this story with new developments.
Breaking news, charges have been upgraded for the mother of the 4-year-old found in Vinton and the miracle baby found alive on the side of the interstate. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Agnes DeRoy. 25-year-old Aaliyah Jack of Lake Charles is now charged with second-degree cruelty to a juvenile and 2 counts of failure to report a missing child. Her bond has been set at $9.1 million. She's currently jailed in Mississippi, and the sheriff's office there says Jack is fighting extradition. The Calcasieu District Attorney must now request Governor Landry send a letter to Mississippi stating the need for her to return to Louisiana.
Now, you know, with the second-degree and cruelty to a juvenile and things like that, lets you know a lot, you know, my personal opinion. But I do hate that, you know, a lot of people are out here doing certain things like this. It seems like she did this, she thought that she took their lives or something like that, or thought they were going to pass and tried to get away. And she was going to use some type of an excuse to get up out of this situation. But I'm glad that they caught her the way that they did, because, you know, you never know what this could have ended up, you know, being. Because it feels like another thing that was probably going to happen was that she was going to say that they were missing after she was long gone. But I don't really know. It's just so many different thoughts and so many different things that could have took place in this situation. You know what I'm saying? And so many thoughts that she could have had. You know, but overall it was dumb. She deserves everything that she's getting, plus more, in my personal opinion. And I really do hate that these children are out here going through what they're going through. There's no way in the hell you should be out here not receiving the proper love that you should receive from your parents. You know what I'm saying? But hey, I want to know your personal thoughts on this whole situation. Y'all like, comment, subscribe if you're rocking with the channel. Other than that, I will holler at y'all later on another video. If you made it to the end, I appreciate you more than others, and I'll holler at y'all later. All right. And I will try to give y'all some updates on this also. But yeah, I'll holler at y'all. All right.